One thing that people ask me quite often is, why do you paint other people's things? Why do you paint other people's paintings? Why do you paint other people's objects? The bottom line of that is that you learn so much about them by replicating their objects. But they're also not quite the same as their objects. I've changed them a little. It's that idea that, yes, that's a good replica, but it's not. These are images, yes, from collections and places. They're images, but they've been waned. As an educator for 40 odd years, the best part of that was the storytelling. And it just became more of a snowballing activity, that the more I immersed myself in it, more things excited me. In the big picture, obsessed me for years. And then I realised if I was going to be someone who was passionate about the Baroque, then there was an alternative Baroque as well. It wasn't about spectacle and the spectacular, completely. It was about the other side of things, which was sacred objects. I mean, think about it. An object that is incredibly beautiful but serves no function but to sit there on your mantelpiece and resonate beauty. And that fascinated me. Taking objects of ostentation and exploring the why. So I'd always believed that I needed to go overseas to do my image collecting. And I photographed things, constantly. And I will bring back, hundreds and sometimes thousands of images that are potentials. And looking for those curatorial narratives that occur in museums, that sparks the desire to paint the groupings. And this show has a great many moments where I've deliberately sort of put things together. So the belief, one end of the thread, that I had to go to Europe or France or whatever to collect those things, I realised that there are places in Tasmania that offer really very theatric, beautiful, resonating spaces as well. I'd experienced this and I'd say, I want to tell the story of this space. And that underlines all of my work, I think. The idea of taking things from that initial experience and then just suturing it together to retell the story like we all do, but I don't want to be truthful. I don't want to deliberately lie, but I want to be a little unfaithful. And if I get excited about these and thrilled by them, I want to infuse the work with that level of excitement. And that idea of giving the time and the effort to make all of my paintings plump and ripe and graciously wound up to 11, because what it does is it pokes at people. And I want the surface to resonate with things. And like, a petulant child, each of those surfaces should be saying, look at me, look at me, look at me. I have this thing about objects having secret lives. Animism, the idea that they have souls. And I think about, what do they do when the crowds leave, when the lights go out, and these sorts of things. Because I like the idea of that. I reckon it's cacophonous in here when you turn the lights out. You know, I reckon, you know, there are paintings sort of trying to vie for dominance, you know. But it's nice to think that these things, you know, despite the absurdity of most of the things that I've said, they might just happen. Because as I said, paint is alchemy and painting is magic.